This is a bit of a wild story because while this story is focused on a Trump, it's more so on Melania Trump than Donald Trump himself. Excuse me. My throat got very dry there for a second, I don't know why. We're talking about Melania Trump, Donald Trump's most recent wife. Not his only wife, not his first wife, his most recent wife. Just want to clarify that. He's no godly man. After all, though, Melania Trump is very much like a trophy to Donald. You know, he carries her around, brings her everywhere, and shows her off as very much a brag, right? That this is what his money and wealth is able to get him. Because let's be real, a man like Donald Trump is not pulling a woman that looks like Melania Trump off of his own merits, off of his looks, off of his humor or personality or anything along those lines. There's no reason other than Melania Trump being a blatant gold digger that they are together. And so, as you can imagine, as a shameless gold digger, Melania Trump has taken every opportunity to use her relationship with Donald Trump to get close with successful, rich, powerful people. This includes Jeffrey Epstein. People are always talking about the photos of Donald Trump and Epstein together, and Donald Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell together. Hell, even the images of Elon and Ghislaine and Epstein together. But people don't talk as much about the also quite numerous images of Melania Trump and Epstein together. It seems like they were also, to some degree, friends. And so Keith Edwards has been covering and kind of deep diving into some of the theories around Melania Trump and what she might know, what she might even be implicated in. And in response, MAGA has gone quite insane, and apparently now, Melania Trump herself, according to the thumbnail of this video, is calling for this Keith Edwards guy, who's like a political left-wing commentary YouTuber, to be arrested. Seemingly just for talking shit about her, it seems. So let's find out what the deal is here. I have not watched this video yet, I didn't pre-watch, so let's hop in, with my reaction being unspoiled.
Kind of expect eventually when we do what we do here, and with this channel growing, and with impact you all make on these videos that we put out by liking and subscribing and sharing them, eventually MAGA is going to find out what we're talking about. And that has happened.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share my videos. Do it. It helps. And do it for your other favorite lefty figures, too. It's a battle of numbers against the right when it comes to controlling the online space and the narrative that the internet allows to persist.
We're getting more and more on their radar. And what I'm going to show you is, frankly, not alarming, because this is the anti-democratic, anti-constitutional wing of our country who don't believe in anything America stands for, but they are starting to notice what we're doing here. And we're not going to back down. We're not going to back down. And it's so interesting that what they're upset about, the thing that Melania Trump tried to hide. And now I think it's making it bigger than ever. So I want to show you the video. I did a cut down of the video from a...
To be clear, the most I know about this is all the images of Melania Trump and Epstein together. I have not necessarily followed this part of the story all that closely. To tell you the truth, like, you know, maybe it's a bit of inbuilt misogyny in me, but I find Melania Trump far less interesting than Donald Trump. And so I haven't really looked into this much, and I'm hoping I can fill in some gaps in my knowledge with this video. Maybe you can too. Let's continue.
A week ago, I think it got more than 1 million views of Melania Trump allegedly meeting Trump through Epstein, them having their first sexual relations on Epstein's place.
I did not know this. Apparently, the allegation is that Donald Trump met Melania, his trophy gold digger wife, through Epstein. Which definitely would make sense, considering Epstein kind of seemed to act not just as a a sex trafficker who provided underage girls and boys, I guess, too, to rich people so that they could abuse those kids. But he also seemed to act as like almost like a dating service for rich, wealthy people and like gold digger women that were, I guess, considered vetted in some sense, you know? There, a lot of these like sleazy billionaire guys are always caught on video talking about how much they bond over their mutual love of women, notably Trump and Epstein, talking about how they both like their women young. It just seems like Epstein, like a lot of his existing in these spaces was to be a source of like a means to get access to women and girls of all kinds. And that was like his whole thing, his whole use to all these rich, wealthy, powerful people.
Plane. Melania has denied that, not through actually denying it, but by using her lawyers to tell the Daily Beast to delete the article, which they did. But one thing I told you that we're not going to do here is back down. And if there's something they don't want us to see, then we should show it. So here is the video that Melania Trump's supporters say should get me arrested. Melania Trump doesn't like that this is being discussed. So I think we should discuss it more. I think we should talk about it more.
Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump.
Trump was a frequent passenger on Epstein's plane, known as the Lolita Express. And Epstein told author Michael Wolff, the first time he slept with Melania was on my plane.
The Daily Beast.
That's really fucking rough, dude. The Daily Beast is typically kind of garbage, though, to be fair. But the Daily Beast has also broken some real stories that are legit as fuck as well. So, like, I don't know. The idea that the first time Trump fucked Melania was on the Lolita Express would be as incriminating as it could get. The idea that Melania is actually, like, part of the organization that Epstein had going on. And if he got Melania from him, it goes to show, like, the Trump family and the Epstein family are very much entwined in a deeper way than any of us ever considered.
Has actually deleted this article after Melania Trump's lawyers sent them a cease and desist letter. This is why independent media is so important. One thing we're not going to do is take down videos or acquiesce to lawyers because they don't like that the truth is.
It's wild how much mainstream progressive media has been going soft on Trump because they're so afraid of being sued. Like, I do think the future of the online left exists in independent progressive media shows, like everything from Brian Tyler Cohen to what I do to even what like Destiny and Vosh and Hassan do. That really is the future of progressive messaging. It's going to be primarily online, I think. And I think that's the future of most political messaging. Like, the right figured this out a long time ago. Even Tucker Carlson left television. Or, well, he was booted from television, but now he's online making a YouTube podcast and raking in a shitload from what I've seen. The fact is that people are abandoning the traditional media outlets because they're so afraid to tell it how it is now. Trump being how he is, they're terrified of getting sued. So are you going to go to one of like 5 progressive media outlets that are all scared of being sued? Or are you going to go to one of potentially dozens or hundreds of progressive independent outlets that may have less credibility than mainstream media, but at the very least they have a little more protection from being pursued by the government than if you just relegated all of your media intake to like 5 networks, 4 or 3 networks, really.
It's coming out. Now, of course, we don't know whether or not that story is 100% factual. We have to rely on the reporting of Michael Wolff. Hunter Biden going into this too.
Occam's razor, which is the simplest explanation, is almost always true. And what's the simplest explanation is that of anyone in power right now, or anyone that held power, to the degree that Donald Trump is holding power now. His connections to Jeffrey Epstein are beyond a doubt that he and Epstein were very close friends for a very long period of time. They spent an enormous time together. They spent an enormous time together around young women, as in his own words.
Trump wrote him a birthday letter. You know, don't forget, Trump wrote him a birthday letter. That's like, you know, it's... If you're not really good buddies with a dude and you write him a birthday letter, it's... Or if you're not related or really close buddies with a dude and you write him a birthday letter, it's gay. We all know this. And even if you disagree, we all know that Trump knows this to be true.
More pictures of Epstein than I do with my own grandma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the President met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff. I think it's an important story, but I think it's an important story because of the victim.
I do think it's important because of the victims. I also think it's important because we have to know who is actually running the country and what he is capable of. And I guess what I'll say to Melania's team, the lawyers and everyone else, Donald Trump, is if you want to say that this story is false, then how did you all meet? How did you all meet? If it wasn't through Epstein, when was it? Where was it? What were the circumstances?
It's not gay to write a birthday letter? We can agree to disagree, my friends. We can agree to disagree. Fellas, is it gay to tell your buddies that you care about them? You're literally telling a man that you have feelings for... you have feelings for them of any kind.
Is, you know, who said hi to whom first? I would love to know that story. Right now, the only story I know of how you met is through Michael Wolff. So now, as I said, I just want to know how they met. Apparently, she says it's not through the way that Michael Wolff said, through Epstein and on his plane and all that. Okay, fair enough. Here's what she does say. This is on her Wikipedia page. In September '98, Zampoli introduced Melania to the real estate mogul Trump at a party. Donald had a date to the event, Selena Middlefort. When he asked Melania for her number, she refused and said,
dude, at what point her last name is Middlefart? No fucking joke. Her last name is Middlefart. Her name's Selena Middlefart. Midelfart. Middlefart. How do you survive even a year of school with a last name like that? Like, damn. Middlefart? I know this is completely off topic, but I need to, like, recover. Is it a birth name or a married name? Good point, Terrell. It could be a married name. But somebody had to grow up with the last name Middlefart, okay? That's the thing. That name did not just, you know, arrive one day from the ether. There's some kids who had to grow up with that last name and go through school with it. Like, seriously, imagine if your last name was Middlefart, and that was literally how it's pronounced. There's, like, no fucking around or tweaking of the pronunciation. That's just your name. Middlefart. God, I love saying it. It's satisfying to say. Anyway. We'll continue.
She insisted that he give her his own number. Okay. All right. That's what she says. Fine. That's certainly not what Michael Wolff said. I want to know who you believe, but MAGA's mad about this video we put out, which, by the way, now has more than a million views across social media. So we had 1 million on the big video, 1 million on the small one. Thank you all for...
That's a lot of views.
Thank you for making that happen now. A MAGA supporter said... She's writing this to Melania. You need to go after Keith Edwards on YouTube. He's another scumbag spreading these lies. Okay. Here, she shared the video. Here's another scumbag you need to sue who is spreading lies all over YouTube. If you don't want to look up the link, his name is Keith Edwards. He has a YouTube page, and this nasty boy needs to be shut down.
It really might be the biggest L the Trump family has taken doing all these lawsuits. Yes, it shuts up all these mainstream media outlets from attacking Trump, but I don't think he understands what a double-edged sword that is. He's going scorched earth, but he's hitting himself with the splash damage. There's no other way of putting it. Donald Trump... Okay, how do I put this? Donald Trump wants to shut down these media outlets being able to criticize him. And on the surface, it sounds good, because from Trump's perspective, he wants to, or from his perspective, it seems good, because he wants to prevent people from paying attention to the Epstein files. The problem is, we know from the Russiagate stuff that the media focusing on a story that is like, has Trump dead to rights, if anything, does like a reverse Streisand effect, where the amount of people covering the story, notably from the left and the mainstream media, makes all the people who most need to hear it and most need to understand it refuse to listen, because they put their guard up when they see or recognize it as a narrative that the mainstream media is in favor of, and they will reflexively oppose that position. And so all these media outlets refusing to go hard on Trump actually makes Trump supporters reflexively want to attack Trump, because it looks like Trump and these left-wing media outlets that they might hate more than they love Trump, mind you, are colluding in some way to lie to them about something that they are invested in, that they care about, that being the Epstein files, and that Trump got them hyped about. Keep in mind, it's not that they all just inherently care about the Epstein files. Donald Trump, with his skill at getting this audience to really care about stuff, got them obsessed with the Epstein files. He got them he claimed that if they voted him in, they would get all their answers. And so they voted him in. And now he's not delivering, and he's shaming them, attacking them for expecting him to have delivered. It's the biggest self-own imaginable. I don't think he realizes that shutting up the mainstream media hurts him. It doesn't help him. His supporters, if they saw the mainstream media pushing the Epstein stuff as hard as they do, his supporters would reflexively defend him against the Epstein stuff. Trump is literally cementing that his own supporters see him as the bad guy. It's insane. And now Melania is doing it too. It's not just Trump, it's Melania now going out and suing people that criticize her and talk shit. Even YouTubers now, apparently. Or she might go through with suing this guy. Her fans are trying to get her to do it, sending her tweets being like, "Miss Melania Trump, please sue this guy. He's spreading lies about you, my queen."
Nasty Boy. I kind of like that. Maybe we should make Nasty Boy merch. Now, it didn't end there. This more prolific account on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Federico Alves, who is an economist from Venezuela, was at Harvard. Apparently he's married. That's important for him to let us know. He lives in Florida. And
that could be a bot account.
He said, I retweeted it, "Keith Edwards, shouldn't he be arrested? How dare you say this?" Federico, you might not realize this. You are from Venezuela, but here in America, as far as I know, we still have free speech. So I'm allowed to say whatever I want. You know, obviously there's consequences to some forms of speech, but I'm not saying anything that, so
I love how much of like right-wing Twitter right now is just quote tweeting people's like progressive positions and saying, why is this person not in jail for wrongthink yet? Like, that's like most of right-wing Twitter right now. It's like, when are they going to start arresting people that politically disagree with me?
Truly just repeating what someone else has said. And I say alleged, and we don't know for sure. I've also explained her side of the story. But this is what MAGA does, is they want everyone to be scared, and they want to use the force of the government to silence those who use the power of the Constitution, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to shut up. We're going to talk. I kind of want to talk about this even more now, don't you? So we're not going to shut up. And I just want to point out, too, that there is more reporting that's not great, where Donald Trump allegedly said the P word in conversations with
Trump, Prince Andrew, and Donald Trump's sick pussy conversations revealed. Huh? Donald Trump and Prince Andrew were having pussy conversations. according to the Daily Beast. I don't know what a pussy conversation is, but I think I can figure it out on my own.
Prince Andrew talking about other people's female anatomy. Now, this reporter wrote, shortly afterwards, and clearly, good friends Trump and Andrew were overheard at an event to discuss Trump's plans for a golfing complex in Scotland, talking about that word.
Talking entirely
with the
about
American
pussy.
producing a list of masseuses for the prince. So Donald Trump produced a list of masseuses for the prince after talking about a woman's private parts. Yeah. And then apparently the prince has also been known to be manipulated by Ghislaine Maxwell and was, quote, too naive to realize it. The Daily Beast reached out to the White House for comment.
Remember, famously, Epstein was having underage girls act as masseuses. And that was like the context to which they were employed by him and like being like transported by him and being wheeled out for creepy billionaire men by him. The idea was that they were working for him as masseuses, but they were really underage girls that were being sex trafficked. And I don't think I have to tell you that it's pretty common, like as a stereotype in the world of sex work, there are like masseuses that are adults that like start by giving their client a massage and then it becomes more than that as it goes on. Like that's, I guess, the context of which like Epstein is trying to make them do. It's very disgusting to think about, but you kind of have to acknowledge the obvious like, you know, connection there that like, oh, so Epstein has a lot of women working as masseuses, huh? And in the allegations against Epstein, all these underage girls were being forced to act as masseuses before being sex trafficked. I see. Okay. That's the pattern.
On this, and so far, no response. Well, I guess no response is better than threatened of being sued, but as I said, we're not going to back down here, and there's obviously a lot of there, and the more that they want to hide it, I think the more that we should do what we can to uncover it, because we're not going to let up on this. I just want to let you know, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Come for me.
Based.
Don't come for me. But we are just going to be heading towards the truth on this channel. We're going to do everything we can to shine light into the darkness, and we're not going to back down. That's not going to happen. So if you want to continue on this journey, please hit like on this video. Let's make sure that we make it go as far as possible. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed. It helps. It gives the channel more legitimacy. And I'll see you next time.
Very nice. Very nice. I'll put a link to the original video down below in this video's description so you guys can go send Keith Edwards a like and a sub, which I highly recommend you do. He's got a really big channel, so I doubt I'll be sending, much help his way, but regardless, I will still credit the original video because that's just what you gotta do. Regardless, though, thank you all so much for watching. If you found this segment educational, entertaining, or enjoyable in any way, then consider leaving a like and a comment on my video. It's totally free, and it takes just a second, and it forces the YouTube algorithm to push my stuff out to more people in the future, and, you know, it really does mean a lot. I appreciate it a ton, so be a liker, not a lurker. Or at least, if you're gonna be a lurker, be a liker too. And if you want to see more from me in the future, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload new videos in the future. And of course, if you want to see more from me on other platforms, including and especially my fan Discord, which is the main hub of my community and fan base, I also host weekly gaming events, call-in streams, watch parties, or movie nights there on every Friday. Then hop right in. I hope to see you guys there. It's a blast. It's goated. I hope to see y'all there. And finally, if you want to support me directly, go the extra mile to help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xanderhall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xanderhall merchandise through the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me, though, thank you all so much for watching, as always, and have a good one.